This video is for anyone on Section 8 or anyone interested in knowing what's going on with the Section 8 program. Now, we're at the end of August. Trump signed the budget bill July 4th. Congress is on vacation right now still. They get back from vacation September 2nd. They have until September 30th to create, decide, and pass the government funding bill, okay, for HUD to decide about what's going to happen with Section 8 and how much money the states are going to get. Now, let me explain what this means. Save this video. It's going to be a little long. You might not want to watch it right now, or you might want to come back to it, but also share it to get this information out, because especially this week, again, people are lying and misinforming you and providing disinformation. It's just crazy, okay? So let's just get the facts out there. First of all, Section 8, most of the time when people are talking about Section 8, they're referring to the housing voucher program. But Section 8 includes, rental assistance, two rental assistance programs. We have the housing voucher program, and then we have the project-based Section 8. But most people are talking about the housing voucher program when they're talking about Section 8, okay? Now, here are the facts. Trump signed the budget bill for the fiscal year 2026. The fiscal year 2026 starts October 1st, 2025, and ends September 30th, 2026. That is what a fiscal year is. Okay, and then another fiscal year will happen next year. Now, for this fiscal year, that is what the budget bill, well, for all intended purposes for HUD, is talking about. Okay, so Trump wants a complete overhaul of all HUD programs, of HUD altogether. He wants HUD programs, the rental assistance programs, and Section 8 to be eliminated from the federal government. What does this mean? It means that the federal government will take these rental assistance programs and Section 8 and give them to the states. The responsibility will be on the states to develop, create, or continue these particular rental assistance programs. The government wants to give one block grant per state, and they can decide what to do with their rental assistance programs. The government just wants less work for themselves. They want to put everything out onto the states. Here's a check, figure it out, okay? What's going to happen? Everybody's hearing the 2-year limit, that's it, and then you're kicked off. Yes, it is going to happen. Will it happen this year? Most likely not, no, because they're going to pass and decide how much money to give per state by September 30th. Then the states will have to come up with a plan, and the states are going to have to add money to that. Now, depending on which state you live in will determine what happens to your rental assistance programs if you have them. If you continue to have Section 8, or will it be called something else? Who knows? We're not there yet. But what we do know is that for those currently on Section 8, you will have only 2 years. Once your state gets the money and figures this out, you're going to have 2 years on Section 8 if you are able-bodied. Now, if you're on disability, or if you are elderly, 65 years or older, then you're fine. You're not going to get kicked off Section 8, okay? And there won't be a limit. But if you are able-bodied, even if you are working now, because a lot of people on Section 8 have jobs and are working, and then there are a lot of people who don't have jobs, and there are others who just take advantage of Section 8. They don't work, haven't worked, and they continue to basically have free rent because they're not working, right? And that is the fraud and the waste that the government is talking about, getting rid of, and making people more self-sufficient rather than depending on the government when you're able to get a job, you're physically able. But those are the people who will have a 2-year limit. You won't be able to get Section 8 after that 2 years. But like I said, it most likely won't happen this year. Most likely, your 2 years will probably start next year. But who knows? Some states, some Republican states could say, no, we're doing away with this rental assistance program or this one. You know, it's really up in the air. But if you are disabled or you are elderly, 65 and older, you do not have to worry about this at all. Okay? Because your state will have, they have to. They'll have some sort of rental assistance program if it's not called Section 8. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But it's really important that you understand how the process works. That's why I wanted to explain it as I have. All right? I hope that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right? But I will keep you updated on this as always. I'm definitely staying on top of these social programs as well as other current events, but particularly things that affect you. So please like, follow, and share so that I can continue to provide you with content. And I really do appreciate you being here.